Alright guys, today we're going to be looking at section 6.7, experimental versus theoretical probability. So let's start out with the definition of experimental probability. Experimental probability is the probability of an event occurring based on experimental results. So for example, if you're asked for the probability of getting heads after flipping a coin 10 times, the experimental probability will be the number of times you get heads after flipping a coin 10 times. So, if you get heads 6 times, hang on one second. 6 times the experimental probability is 6 out of 10, or 0.60, or 60%. Okay, so for the theoretical probability, it doesn't require you to actually do the experiment. Instead, theoretical probability is what you expect to happen. In the experiment. So in theory, because you're not actually doing it. So in the case of the coin flips, since there are 2 sides of a coin, there's an equal chance you will get either side. So the theoretical probability is 50%. Okay, you got a 50-50 shot. So the next piece, why is there a difference in theoretical and experimental probability? The relationship between the two is that you will find, if you do the experiment enough times, the experimental probability will get closer and closer to the theoretical probability. Okay, so they'll get close to each other if you do the experiment enough times. You can try this out with a coin. You likely won't get exactly 50% for both heads and tails from your first 10 throws, but as you throw a coin 50 times or even 100 times, you'll see the experimental probabilities answer getting closer to 50%. Okay? All right, let's look at this example, please. All right. It says 2 coins are flipped 20 times to determine the experimental probability of landing on heads. Okay, so it got 4 heads, combination of heads, 4 head tails. Let's see, how many is this? 1, 2, 3. Wait a minute. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 head tails. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 tail heads, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 tails. Okay, so what's the experimental probability of both coins landing on heads? Okay, so that would be a head combination, and there were 4 of those, so 4 out of 20. Okay, 4 out of 20 is 0.20, which is 20%. Calculate the theoretical probability of both coins landing on heads. So if we're doing theoretical probability, we got a heads here and a heads here. So we have a 1 in 2 shot here. We have a 1 in 2 shot here. So this would be a 1/4, which is 0.25, which is 25%. Compare the theoretical probability and the experimental probability. Well, this is just basic, like, can you look at numbers? The theoretical probability is higher than the experimental probability. Okay, what can we do to reduce the difference between the experimental probability and theoretical? So what did it say we can do to reduce the difference? Continue the experiment with more trials. Okay, and that's the kind of questions you're going to have regarding this kind of thing, experimental and theoretical probability. All right, thank you so much. Have a good day.